Okay guys, we're starting to block this out. I'm starting to see the circles, which will be fine. But I want to pause a minute. I want to talk about something. I want to talk about something more important than this. I want to talk about what our brother in the YouTube garage is doing. You Dizzy. Okay? For anybody that's watching my channel that's not watching You Dizzy, you got to start watching You Dizzy, and I'll tell you why. On Saturday nights, 4:30 Eastern Time, okay, if you don't live on the East Coast, you could do the calculations. He does a live show, and on his live show, he's not every live show, but on his live show, he's been well, some of the guys have been getting together and they've been doing crazy stuff to raise money for needy families for Christmases. He's been doing this for years. Okay, now he seems to be growing it a little bigger than he's been doing it, which is great, because the bigger it gets, the more people that are helped. Okay, me personally, I'd rather give to somebody than to get something. I appreciate everything anybody's ever given to me, everything. But I'll sacrifice buying myself something to hand a couple of dollars off so someone else could have something. Like I said, he doesn't do it on all his shows, but if you start to watch him or sub to him, You Dizzy 1969, okay, you'll learn what he I said that backwards. You'll learn what he is doing and what he is going to do and what he has done and what people have contributed to this. And it's a big deal. It's a big deal for him, but it's really a big deal for the families that receive these presents that are actually poor people, or something went wrong in their life and they caught a bad break, whatever the reason is. Not everybody starts out poor and stays poor. But the point is you can contribute money towards it. A bunch of guys have gotten together on individual shows, including You Dizzy, have dressed up as women, have gone out in the streets. Okay, whatever it takes to raise the money, they're willing to do it. You ask them to do something, they're going to do it. So you could sit there, it's interactive, it's live. You can ask them to do things, you could joke around. Some of the people that you're familiar with are going to be on there. You'll find 805 Road King cruising through there. You're going to find Tom Noble cruising through there. You're going to find Kenny cruising through there. You'll find Dry Chef Drew cruising through there, and a bunch of other people. Like I said, I don't mean to leave anybody's name out, but I'm just going with the people that are familiar on my channel. Okay, and all these people do things and they contribute, and it's allowing You Dizzy to not live out his dreams, but to live out the dreams of these families. And it's not even the families, it's the kids that wake up on Christmas. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas or Hanukkah or any of the other holidays, but it allows them to wake up on their holiday, how's that, and have presents, just like everybody else they know. And here's a picture. It's a photocopy. That's me. My three brothers, my mother, my father. That's probably less than a year after my father lost his sight. And that's when this family got twisted and turned all around. And I know what it's like to see people reach out and help. We only needed it for one season. Thank God. But I remember it was the first Thanksgiving, and I remember all these boxes of food coming to the house because, you know, we were in a scramble. My father went from working every day to being handicapped pretty much overnight. So we went from a house where it was only my father working, my mother wasn't allowed to work, that's the way the old Italians were, to my mother putting herself back into school at night and working during the day to keep whoever to come and get us. She wanted us to have a normal life, and she sheltered us from all of it, which makes her a great woman. But like I said, my oldest brother was old enough to deal with it. I was still young, but we were wise enough to learn from the situation, and I think that's the reason you see me do what I do. And that's the reason you see me not piss away a lot of money. I might buy some things here and there at the swap meets or whatever it is, but the bottom line is I could be standing next to another guy with the same shit and I paid a tenth of it because I sat there and made it myself. Good, bad, or indifferent, I don't care what people think. It's just what I learned. I was old enough to realize that life can go shitty, and you don't want to feel separate from the other kids. You don't want to feel separate from your friends. You don't want to feel separated from when you go to school. You don't want to get picked on when you're 10 years old. You don't want any of that crap. You want to wake up on the holiday and there be presents there for you. Now, obviously, you Dizzy isn't Santa Claus. He's not going around the world. But you know what? He's going to take care of a bunch of families this year. I think it all started out with one family. And he loads up his cart on his mini bike and he goes and he does what he has to do. This year, I'm not sure what the overall plan is. But you Dizzy doesn't have a lot of money. So he's given us a chance to help him let these kids have a good holiday. So there's still plenty of time, guys. Just subscribe to him. You Dizzy 1969. He'll talk about it on his regular stuff, on and off. If you have any questions, just contact him. He'll tell you where you could send the money, or you could wait till it comes up. Like I said, I've already sacrificed stuff for myself to make sure other people can have a lot more than people ever know. And to me, to have somebody that could do this for me, because I can't do what he's doing, it means a lot to me. Because I've been on the other end, and you don't want to be on the other end. I think that's why today's generation of kids are so spoiled, because there are a lot of people like me that grew up on that other end during those years, and now they just want to make their life easier for their kids. It ain't making it better, it's just making it easier, which in the long run hurts them. But that's another conversation. So like I said, guys, I'm pausing out of here. I'm probably not going to have enough videotape to do any more. I'm going to block this down, throw a little guide code on it, whack it, and I'm going to leave it. And when I high build it, if I break through, I break through. The bottom line is, as long as those things are what they're supposed to be, we're good to go. So like I said, guys, I thank you, Dizzy, for what he's doing. I XPW Rich when we was here the other day, if you were dressed up like a girl. And he was speechless. So let's just say VW Rich is not dressing up like a girl. Will I do it? I don't know about that. I don't know if I have the I don't know if I have the nads to do it, but especially go out in town. But okay, guys, I'm gonna call it here. Everybody have a good night, and remember, if you think life is shitty, there are people that are having a much shittier day than you're having.